Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film Chernobyl Diaries. A group of kids were vacationing around Europe. This one kid, played by Jesse McCarthy, and he's vacationing around Europe to meet his brother with these two attractive horror movie looking kind of ladies. And they go and they meet up with his brother, and his brother's like, well, let's not just go to Moscow. I can take you all to Chernobyl. And they're like, Chernobyl? And then they go to Chernobyl. And they go on this guided tour with these other people because it's like extreme tourism, I guess, or that's how he says it. And then they go to Chernobyl, and it's basically like a haunted house story. But instead of a haunted house, it's Chernobyl. I mean, there's even a scene where they like go into the underground dwellings. Like instead of them, the person going into the basement, the whole audience is like, don't go down there. It's like, I guess Chernobyl exploitation. If you watch any of the ads and the trailers and such, I think you get somewhat of an idea that this might be a found footage film, especially from the title called Chernobyl Diaries, which kind of makes it sound like someone is chronicling something, and you would think that, but really there's only found footage elements, I guess you could say, because there's like a beginning thing, him showing his brother all the stuff they've been doing around Europe, and then there's another part where they find a camera, and it almost felt like when you're watching a preschool show or something, or a kid show, and they go, let's go to this videotape segment. It like felt really forced when they bring it on, like almost like they had to, but it was weird because why call it Chernobyl Diaries? I mean, why not? I don't know what else you would call it, but I mean, why call it that when there's really no reason it's called the Chernobyl Diaries? There's so much there to be used with the found footage genre on this that probably would have worked, and just giving us kind of a standard horror movie presented by the guy who did Paranormal Activity, and having this be just kind of not a very well shot horror movie. There's a lot of shaky cam. If it had been a found footage movie, you can get away with that stuff because it's not supposed to be like professionally made or anything, but this just looked like a horror movie with like a tiny budget. I like the ambiance to it. This kind of spooky music that was going on at the beginning. It wasn't very scary. If it did have scares, they were cheap scares at the beginning, but by the end, I mean, it wasn't really scaring me at all. They didn't do enough with the concept. They were making this movie that was just kind of like a basic generic horror movie, almost anonymously generic. As soon as I saw the girls, I was like, oh, okay, this is like a regular kind of horror movie. Oren Pell, he's kind of forgotten the lessons that got him there, because I think another of the things about like Paranormal Activity, for example, is everyone in that film looks like regular people. And then when I look at these two girls who are in it, they just look like, this could be any horror movie from the 80s. You have Jesse McCartney, like former teen idol, and you have these like really beautiful ladies, and it's like, I don't really like that as much. It just feels to me like just a generic horror movie. It was maybe like too Hollywood, but not in the right ways. To me, it's like if you're gonna do a Hollywood horror movie, at least shoot it well. It just felt like it fell in line with all the cliches that horror had, and not really in a good way, in a very blank Matchbox 20 way, which is never a way I want to be. So if you have seen Chernobyl Diaries and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to. Maybe